You ready to talk money?
Oh, you know I'm ready to talk
All
money.
we talk is money. All we talk is money. Let's talk a little bit of money in the 2024 election. Let's talk about how much money is floating around here in the United States of America right now. So Donald Trump, you know that he was just found guilty, 34, I'm guilty, it's a witch hunt. Oh, I'm guilty. Okay, well, let's raise some money. Donald Trump campaign has raised over $200 million in just 3 days since the guilty verdict. We covered this before, but just setting the precedent that this guy is racking up the dough. We know that. And then in addition to him raising up this much money, there's billionaires coming to Trump's aid saying, all right, I got your back, buddy.
Oh, who's single?
We got... Who's what?
He said, who's single? The billionaires are boosting the president.
This is how they think, y'all.
So let me see.
This is how they think. Alejandro, this is how you
should
think?
I not think like
Alejandro,
that?
this is how you
I
think?
didn't think like
¿Qué
that.
piensas?
I didn't think like that.
Well, you have a boyfriend.
I don't have a boyfriend.
You don't
I'm
have a boyfriend?
single. No.
Listen, guys.
You should think like that.
SOSCAST relationship talk goes on Thursdays. Today we're talking politics and money. These two girls, they're going to start looking for billionaire boyfriends out there. Donald J. Trump, look what you've done. Anyway, so the billionaires are behind him. We've raised over $200 million since the conviction just a few weeks ago. We know that America favors Trump over Biden when it comes to the economy. He's up about 14 percentage points.
For good reason.
You know, they say it's the economy, stupid. The number one issue on most people's minds is the economy. Trump's up bigly on Biden with that. But Trump said, all right, I got the money. I got the billionaires. Let me go talk to the CEOs. So here's what happened here. So Trump went to a meeting to go impress the CEOs of some of the biggest companies in America.
Wow.
And you know what happened? Quote unquote, he failed to impress.
Really?
Yeah. What just happened here? So Trump failed to impress the major CEOs, and they said, quote unquote, he was meandering and doesn't know what he's talking about. Not what you want to hear from the top CEOs in the country. When I say the top CEOs, who am I talking about? I'm talking about the following people. Tim Cook from Apple, little company called Apple, using an iPhone right now. Jamie Dimon, he's the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, not a small bank. Brian Moynihan, he's the CEO of B of A, stands for Bank of America. But Trump met with 80 of the top countries' CEOs, and they all are basically saying, yeah, we're kind of frustrated with Biden, and we see potential in Trump to basically become the president again, and we want to have a conversation with Trump. And they went to the Business Roundtable quarterly meeting. Trump showed up, started speaking with all the CEOs. He's talking about tax cuts and deregulation, and if I win the election, this is what's going to happen. And apparently, a bunch of the CEOs said that Trump could not keep a straight thought and was all over the map. Here is Andrew Ross Sorkin, who's sort of the face of CNBC. Now, what I will say, I don't know, he's probably center left, I don't know, but this guy's a capitalist. This guy runs CNBC. That's the place where money exists. On TV. Here's what he had to say that he heard, somebody told me, from the CEOs that were at this meeting. Go ahead.
I will say I was surprised. I spoke to a number of CEOs who I would say walked into the meeting being Trump supporter-ish or thinking that they might be leaning that direction, who said that he was remarkably meandering, could not keep a straight thought, was all over the map, and that they, which may be not surprising, but was interesting to me because these were people who I think might have been actually predisposed to him and actually walked out of the room less predisposed to him, actually predisposed to thinking this is not necessarily, as one person said, this may not be any different or better than a Biden thought if you're thinking that way.
The only thing I was surprised by.
Okay. So there's that. They're basically saying, listen, you got this opportunity to sit in front of the biggest CEOs in the country and just put the nail in the coffin to Biden. And apparently they said that he dropped the ball. It says CEOs were disappointed with Trump's performance, and many CEOs who initially supported Trump left the meeting less inclined to back him and left shaking their heads. Guys, you know, like I told you, I'm going to give it to you straight. You might be saying, well, fuck you, man. Don't talk that way about Trump. This is the CEOs of your favorite companies in America, where you bank, what your phones you use,
Yeah.
what cars you drive, were basically saying, listen, Trump didn't deliver. But in Trump's defense, Trump isn't known as a policy wonk.
Exactly.
He's not there to talk taxes and regulation. He's there to build the wall and lock her up and drain the swamp. That's what he does. He's a marketer. He's a messaging man. He's a spokesman. He's a showman. But when you sit in front of a room of CEOs, they're going to be like, yeah, what's the bottom line here, buddy?
Yeah.
I don't know. So on a brighter note, here's some brighter news. He addressed concerns about his quote-unquote harsh policies. He assured the CEOs that he favored immigration reforms, that he would keep NATO intact, but they're going to pay their fair share. You know it. NATO, despite some executives' reservations, many are still willing to support Trump for the economic benefits, with some even eyeing roles in his administration. Like, hey, by the way, if this thing works out, maybe you got a little jobby job from me, DJT. Okay, give me a call. Here's my business card. Okay. So the financial sector donors have significantly backed Trump. We talked about the billionaires and the Wall Street, millionaires, the millionaires and the billionaires. Thanks, Bernie Sanders. Been backing Trump, and they contributed over $56 million combined recently, compared to 40 from Biden. Speaking of the money for Biden, there's some people out there in Hollywood that are riding with Biden. And Joe Biden, he didn't raise 10, 20, 25. He raised $30 million in one night at a star-studded event, this LA fundraiser, which they call the most successful fundraiser in the history of the Democratic Party. What's that face?
I don't know. It's just unimpressive after we saw what Trump raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got some numbers for you.
Okay, let's see.
Don't count out your
Okay,
boy Biden.
I'm not counting it out,
Okay,
but I'm
just
seeing
letting you
multiple
know.
names in this fundraiser.
So here's something. In attendance was Barack Obama. He's the guy you see on screen. You might remember
Right.
him
I
from
remember.
the greatest hits of President of 2008 to 2012, and then the sequel, 2012 to 2016. And then the orange man showed up and said, not so fast, Barack. I'll rock your world. Keep it moving. Barack Obama was there. George Clooney was there. Julia Roberts was there. Jack Black.
I saw that.
Nacho Libre was there. And it was emceed, of course, by the left darling, Jimmy Kimmel. He can do blackface all he wants, and don't call him out for that. Ticket prices, by the way, ranged from $250. Okay, I can afford that. To $500,000
What?
to sit in the front row to watch the presidents talk. You get a photo op with both presidents. And then, you know how they say after the party is the after party, and then after the party is the hotel lobby? That's what a $500,000 ticket will get you. A little entrance to the after party where you can get down
Where was the after
on the
party?
ground
Where was it?
with Joey B.
Where?
It was over there at this thing in L.A., at the LA fundraiser,
He
Star
probably
Studded
went to
Affair.
bed.
There it was at the after party. Here's Joe Biden saying, not so fast, guys. Things are going pretty good out here in America. Here's a clip here him talking about the economy and how good things are going under Joe Biden.
And guess what? It's growing. The economy's growing. People are doing better. We have the highest unemployment, the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. We have more people. We've had over 15 million people brand new hired into the workforce. You know, my son says you ought to have a.
Obama's like, come on, bro.
Various short.
Speak properly. Look at Obama. He's like, fuck.
What you accomplished. He should say Joe Jobs.
Okay.
Obama's like, if I don't move, they
Yeah.
won't see me.
Joe Jobs. When you have Obama out there, who's it, regardless if you agree with him or disagree with him politically, a gifted speaker.
Yeah.
Barack Obama, you know, when he takes the stage, you listen. Change. Does anybody have change for $1? Because this guy is causing everybody to be broke.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good
50
one.
cent is now 25 cents. Joe Jobs. There we go. There's Barack Obama. So you got Joe Biden talking about how strong the economy is. And then you got Obama who's saying, vote. And they're talking about Roe versus Wade. He said, don't hiss. There ain't snakes out there. Vote. It's okay right there. They say that the Fundraiser will likely be Biden's last major fundraising event before the 2024 election, aiming to counteract the momentum from Trump's recent fundraising efforts, where he talked about raising $200 million. But when the show was over, Joe Biden had to leave the stage, exit stage left. Problem was he forgot which way to go. But thank God he had his president, Barack Obama, there to escort him stage left. Go ahead, play this clip.
I thought we were done embarrassing him.
All right, the event's over. All right, Joe.
Here we go.
Got to get out of here.
Clap,
So we're
clap.
going to go this way. All right, so nope, don't walk into the crowd. Nope, don't. You're going to come with me now. Don't. You're freezing, Joe.
It's like frozen.
You're freezing. All right, Joe, we got to go here, buddy.
Come on, honey.
I didn't realize. Okay, now
like,
how do I
shit,
walk?
I'm on
Okay,
stage.
So just hold my back. Hold my back. All right. I mean, that is just elder care.
Yeah,
where
that is elder care.
Obama, now, Obama knows a thing or two. He would know if Joe Biden lost a step or two. They're saying that if Joe Biden gets replaced, you know who it could be? Michelle Obama. So Joe Biden could get replaced with Michelle Obama. But we'll see what happens right there. But Barack Obama, more than maybe anybody in the world, knows Joe's health, his mental fitness.
Yes.
Is he ready for office? Hey, watch this. So, and he knows if it's time to make the swap and Michelle's the gal, he's gonna, nobody has more inside information
Than him.
than Barack Obama.
Interesting.
So if they don't make the switch, then Obama knows a thing or two and he's like, all right, cool. Like,
I'm prepared.
I'm riding with Biden. Change for $1.
I'm scared.
Anyway, so not the best look for Biden to be escorted off the stage by former President Barack Obama. But that is Joe Biden raising money, $30 million one night, bang, right? One show only, one night only. Donald Trump, $200 million, bang, bang, bang. Meanwhile, there's a third-party candidate, probably the most promising third-party candidate we've seen in, I don't know, 30 years. And here's what's happening with RFK. They're saying that he's got a cash crunch. The independent candidate's bid is struggling with fundraising at all levels. So here's some story for you. By the way, do you know who his VP is?
No.
You've ever heard of it? Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up. Keep going. All right, I'm going to give you one guess. The name of his VP.
Kennedy Shanahan.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, tell me something about Kennedy Shanahan.
That is part of his team.
Who?
RFK
Now,
Jr.
who's on the ticket?
on the ticket.
Yes. Who's the president? Who's the vice president? So if it's RFK, what's the
He's
vice
the
president?
president. Then the vice president is the other name I just said.
Kennedy Shanahan.
Kennedy Shanahan. Yeah.
You're adorable.
I'm just reading the screen.
Yes, you're reading the screen. Well, I don't know if you know about campaigns. They usually have the last name of each candidate. So it's Kennedy and Shanahan.
Oh, I see. Got it.
I want you to vote for Kennedy Shanahan 2024. Her name is Nicole Shanahan. By the way, DEI hire of the year, guys. I'd hire her.
But you know what?
10 out of
I'm
10
probably
days.
not the only one who thought this. So you're welcome for anybody who was thinking
with
that.
all due respect, you're the only one that thought that.
Maybe in this room right here.
Hey guys, can you tell me a little bit about this candidate called Kennedy Shanahan? No, that's Robert F. Kennedy and Nicole Shanahan.
Okay, well, good to know.
Listen, I'm looking for Kennedy Shanahan. You let me know when you find it.
I'm looking for either, but this one.
We love Nat. Guys,
okay.
give a little L for Nat in the chat. Not for catching an L, because you love her.
Love you.
That's what we need her. By the way, Nicole Shanahan is his vice president nominee. If you go back to the page that I sent you, who is she? She's a Silicon Valley darling. She's an attorney. Oh, and by the way, she was married to a guy named Sergey Brin. Do you know what Sergey Brin invented? Just his little company, no big deal. It's called, why don't you Google it? Sergey Brin. Google this. SERGEY BRIN. What company did Sergey Brin found? Sergey Brin founded what company?
I don't know. Let me see.
Sergey Brin founded what company, guys?
Put in the chat, guys. Google.
No, he founded Google. So you're Googling right now.
Why are you doing
Google
this to me?
Googly mooglies. Sergey Brin founded Google. So by the way, she's the ex-wife of Sergey Brin.
Damn.
Top 10 richest guy in the world. He's probably worth, I don't know, maybe 80, 90 billion dollars.
Oh, wow.
Him and Larry Page. So he tapped her. Why? Because she got the money, y'all. So she donated $10 million to the campaign, and he said, hey, thanks for that $10 million. You're the new VP, chick.
She said, okay.
Congratulations. Kennedy Shanahan running 2024. Nicole Shanahan, RFK's campaign has failed to meet its monthly goals. For example, April's auction only brought in $50,000, half of what their ultimate goal was of $100,000. And the May auction had to be canceled due to poor performance. RFK, I am rooting for you, sir, to make it to the debate stage on June 27th. We're having a big event here at 5990 here at Valuetainment PBD podcast.
Yep.
So we hope to see you on there. By the way, the campaign for RFK remains underfunded. It's struggling to meet its substantial costs associated with the ballot access and building state-by-state infrastructure. The super PAC, supported by Kennedy, which is called American Values 2024, is largely funded by former GOP, that's the Grand Old Party, Republican mega donor, Tim Mellon, who contributed $25 million, which is half of the PAC's total funds. So, they say, follow the money.
Yes.
Follow the money. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money, Lebowski? We want the money. If you've ever seen The Big Lebowski, I don't know. Shanahan, Kennedy Shanahan 2024. Here's, by the way, let's see how much each of the presidents have raised, spent, and still got on hand. How about that?
I like that.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
Here's a little money segment for you guys. By the way, here's Donald Trump. He has raised, if you scroll down, a total of $244 million. Scroll to the bottom. He spent 200. Keep going, baby. When I say the bottom, I want you going to the bottom.
Oh, there.
There it is right there.
I'm doing that.
He's raised.
Wait.
There she is, my spicy Latina.
Yes, I love it.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with Kennedy Shanahan. Here
I was
we
just
go.
like Biden. I was like, shut
Stuck.
Stuck in the middle. Joe Biden.
I'm playing.
Donald Trump has raised $244 million. He has spent $203 million, and he still has $107 million cash on hand. He's swimming in the money, but not as much as crooked Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I don't know where he's getting the money from, but he's getting it. If you go to Joe Biden's total fundraising chart, here you go right here. If you scroll to the bottom. This is who?
That's RFK.
This is RFK. So
it's,
go to Joe Biden real quick. You can probably click on it right there. Joe Biden. Yeah.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
There we go. Now
He's the Democrat running for president. He has raised $306 million, which is $60 million more than Trump.
Wow.
He has spent 185 and he still has 160 million on hand. So Trump has raised 244 versus Biden's 306. Trump has 107 left versus Biden's 160. Follow the money. By the way, RFK, distant third. RFK has only raised $95 million. He has spent $64 million and he has $31 million still on hand. Don't worry about it. If you can't find it, it's all good.
Okay.
Fact check me on Open Secrets. Here's what I will say. We talked about Donald Trump and his campaign raising over $200 million in just 3 days after he was convicted.
Yeah.
We talked about him cozying up with the billionaires. Some of the CEOs not exactly loving Trump, but they're still going to be probably sticking with him versus riding with Biden. Biden crushed it. Most successful event in the history of the Democratic Party, and then RFK's cash crunch. Here's why I'll leave you with this. And shout out to Open Secrets that provided this information. There's a famous quote out there from a former president, James Garfield. He was the 20th president of the United States. He says, "He who controls the money supply of a nation controls the nation." It's called the power of the purse. One time I sat with a billionaire and he said the following: "Hey, listen, You know why I always say what goes? Because he who pays saves.
I
And
agree.
I remember that. So save that money because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it in the 2024 election. Anyway, that's Trump, Biden, RFK, and follow the money. Those secrets are now out in the open. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.